Hi everyone, it's Katherine here from Chaos Creates. Thanks for joining me on my channel today. I'm here to share with you a layout I'm creating for Confessions of a Paper Addict design team. And as you would know, if you've seen any of my videos this month, I'm playing along with the Confessions of a Paper Addict 20 Days of Christmas and Summer Cut Files. And don't forget, there's 25% still off in the Etsy store. You've got until the 20th New Zealand time. So today's prompt is Elves, and I am using these two wonderful cut files, the DD window grid, because I wanted to have a place to be able to document a lot of photos. And I was quite happy that they would be small photos. So I'm going to be using this cut file, so this DD window grid cut file, to be able to document all of my uh, elf photos for the month of December. So I am, excuse my head there, but I am just taking this piece of white cardstock. I'm sticking down the grid, and then I'm going to go ahead and match up, or as close to match up, the squares. When you're cutting anything, it's never absolutely exactly spot on. So I'm just trying to match up these squares the best I can. So you can print this in many different ways, or cut this in many different ways, I should say. So I've gone ahead and I'm using all of the windows, but you wouldn't have to. You can create it in a multitude of ways. But I'm going to go ahead and stick all of these down. So it cuts out the grid with the squares in the center, and then it also cuts out sort of the windows or the flaps. And so it gives you a spot, a little tab to be able to stick that down, which I'm doing now, you can see. And yeah, I really love that. So I'm going to go ahead as well and stick all of those down. And then I am going to line up the inner pieces as well, because I really love this floral. And so I did need to trim down a few because I didn't quite fit perfectly. I don't know, again, I was putting them into different squares. I hadn't kept them all together. So I'm just going ahead and inserting those. But this is super easy. You just need to fold along that tab, stick it down, and then stick this base down, or stick your photo straight on top, or whatever you want to put in there. But I really liked how this was turning out. And so, yeah, I've cut all that down on this white cardstock. And as you can see, I'm just flipping out these windows open. But I am going to come back in and use the DD, or yeah, December Daily Documented cut file. I've used this a lot as my bases this month, and I've really, yeah, it's been really wonderful, because I have created a lot of projects that are outside page protectors, and I really love how this works so perfectly in the album. So I'm just going ahead and trimming down that cardstock, and I'm going to mount that then on this other base. And I like the fact that it actually, it gave some more structure to it and a bit more solidness, because I had it on that extra piece of cardstock. So I'm just using my ATG and a little bit of liquid glue just to stick it down on this sort of white base. And I really liked how that looked. Sorry, my son's coming in there, and I think he'd been doing some drawing, and so he was keen to get my feedback on this day. So yeah, he's just playing around. But I'm now going to go and embellish, and unfortunately my video cut out. I'm not sure what happened. I think I had been interrupted quite a bit back and forth, just entertaining Seb. So I have stuck down a lot of embellishments. I'm using a mix. Most of it is from Coco Vanilla Studio, but I have also used some things from the Hey Santa collection, especially sort of the stickers and the puffy stickers. So I just stuck down that sort of ticket, and that says Christmas Countdown. And yeah, I'm just finishing off. I'm just changing a few things around. I really love this bow, so I wanted to make that work on a page. So I've basically just embellished each of these sort of flaps to go in the album. And I don't do it today, but I will go ahead and print out all my elf photos and then stick them in these spaces. So I had these cut apart words that I wanted to use, and I think one says elf on the shelf and the other is elf antics. So I'm just cutting those out, because I'm going to put elf on the shelf in the sort of tab section of that December DD daily yeah, cut file in the top there. So I'm just going ahead and gluing that down with some wet adhesive. And yeah, I think you could, the thing with this cut file, I cut it quite small. I think the photos that will fit, yeah, those center squares are probably 1.5 by 1.5 inches, but you could cut that any way you wanted. I knew I needed space at the top for a title and things like that. So I have cut it quite small. And the photos I'm documenting, I think it'd be great for, yeah, both Elf or documenting, the advent calendar being open, those types of things that you're doing sort of every day in December that you want to document, but you don't necessarily want it to take up a whole page. So I'm just going ahead and spelling out shells. Our elf is called Shell, and so I'm just, yeah, I'm gonna put his name there and say shells, elf antics. So I'm just cutting out another one of these cut aparts, cut apart words, and I will put that in the top there. So yeah, I mean, there's not a lot to this video today. I'm sorry I did miss a lot of sort of the embellishment, but essentially I've just embellished each little tab. I don't know if I show it in camera as well or if I've missed it, but I did go ahead and use some tiny little puffy stickers from the Vicky Bouton Warm Wishes collection, and so I've documented this, to 12. I will also create another one of these to document the other 12 days leading into Christmas. But yeah, like you can see, I'm just sticking down this Elf Antics. And I think that's about all for my layout. I will leave you with some close-ups. I'm just going to add the hole punches to these sort of tabs, but I will leave you with some close-ups to get a better perspective of these embellishments and how I've gone about it. And like I said, I will be just sticking those photos underneath those tabs. And I really love it's a fun, interactive way to document your elf antics or any other sort of things that you do on a daily basis. Thanks, everyone. Bye.